Hi, so I'm in Tokyo and I've just arrived this morning on that Japan Airlines 787 from Melbourne. If you haven't checked out that review, please do so. My next flight, the one that I'm about to jump on, is with Finnair on the A350 from here all the way through to Helsinki. Again, it's in business class and I've heard some very good things about Finnair, so I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly head back to the lounge, have a coffee, do some work before we jump on board and experience Finnair. Finnair doesn't have its own lounge at Narita, so uses the JAL lounges. My One World Emerald status gave me access to the JAL First Class lounge. This was an excellent lounge with lots of seating options and great windows from which to watch the planes. Seeing it was morning time, I didn't use the famous Japanese beer machine. The coffee and food was pretty good though. One of the things that I really love about Japan is they've got this real sense of social responsibility, not being a nuisance for everybody else. So everywhere in the lounge you'll see these do not use your mobile phone symbols, and the lounge has two areas over here, two little rooms designated for you to go and sit and use your mobile phone. The number of times I've been sitting in a lounge around the world and you get somebody talking really loudly on a mobile phone, it's just really, really annoying. The Japanese have got this sorted and I like it. Okay, let's fly. Bye-bye, arigatou gozaimashita. Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine. How are you?
Very well. Looking forward to this one.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you on board.
Mr. Bunnik, you have a window seat, so you go through the next galley, but on that aisle over there.
Just on my side now.
I'll try to behave. Cheers. Here's to a great flight. The Finnair A350 has one of the best onboard cameras I've ever seen. The picture is crystal clear and gave a great wheel's eye view of our taxi and takeoff from a very wet Tokyo. The business class cabin on the Finnair A350 is laid out in a 1-2-1 configuration so that every seat has direct dial access. There are two business class cabins. The larger one at the front has 8 rows and the smaller one behind this has 3. It's interesting to note that the forward cabin does not have any overhead lockers in the middle. This gives the cabin a nice spacious feel, however it does limit the amount of hand luggage space available. On this flight, I was sitting on seat 11L in the smaller second cabin. I really like this style of seat. They're comfortable and practical, basically everything you need for a good business class seat. The controls are easy to manage and the seat is endlessly adjustable. The power and USB port are right where you want them, and the tray table is designed so you can still get out of your seat while using it. There is a nice flat area next to you to spread out your papers if working, and there are hooks for coats and headphones as well as individual lighting controls. This was a lunchtime departure. Soon after takeoff, a drink was served from the bar, followed by lunch. I started with a Finnish gin and tonic, which included dried cranberries. This really hit the spot and was accompanied by a nice appetizer. Now whilst I indulge in this, here's a quick look at the menus. Feel free to skip ahead. For starters, I had the salmon, followed by more salmon for the main. Both were delicious. I was going to finish with just the cheese, but then found out they had rum and raisin ice cream on board. Now, if after all of that you're still hungry, there are snacks available throughout the flight. All of the onboard amenities, including slippers, blankets, pillows and the amenities kit themselves, are made by the Finnish brand Marimekko. I like this design, it's cool and bright, and the amenities kits are pretty well stocked. Unfortunately though, Finnair doesn't do pyjamas in business class. The entertainment system on board was excellent. The screen was clear and bright and high quality Bose noise cancelling headphones were provided. The system was really easy to use, and with the responsive touch screen making the remote pretty much redundant. I liked the fact that the full flight's order of service was shown on the screen. In terms of viewing choices, there was plenty to watch and the interactive route map was really good. This aircraft was fully Wi-Fi enabled and business class passengers received 1 hour free of charge. This is a good time to talk about Audible, who are sponsoring this video. I've been using them for a while now and I really like them. On this flight, I used the Wi-Fi system to download an audiobook that was 121 megs in size without any problem at all. That's how good the in-flight Wi-Fi was. The book I selected was one that I'd seen a tweet about earlier that day. Just the Funny Parts by Nell Scovell. It's a funny and very insightful look into her life as a writer for TV shows. I highly recommend it. The reason I like Audible is that it's really easy to use and you can even adjust the narration speed. Audible has an unmatched selection of audiobooks, and the best thing is you can enjoy them on the go, such as when you're walking to work, walking through airports, or even when you're driving. Audible is giving my viewers a free 30-day trial, including a free audiobook of your choice. Just go to audible.com/DennisBunnik or text DennisBunnik to 500-500. The link is in the description below. Eventually it was time to try out the flatbed and have an afternoon nap. As expected, the seat converts into a fully flat bed. It was really comfortable, although the foot space was a little bit tight. Later in the flight, I checked one of the middle seats and these appear to have the same amount of footroom. After my nap, it was time for some delightful, traditional Finnish hospitality. The crew come around and serve coffee and 7 treats. And then, about an hour before landing in Helsinki, it was time to eat again. This time a light meal, featuring the nicest toasted sandwich I've had in the sky. It's definitely a massive 2 thumbs up for Finnair catering on this flight. Soon it was time to start our descent into Helsinki. I really enjoyed this flight and loved the Finnair service. The seat and food were excellent, but what really made the flight was the crew. They were fun and engaging and were proud of their airline and culture. I also really loved the A350. It's a great aircraft, and I love the fact that Finnair were able to recreate the Northern Lights using the high-tech lighting system as we were coming into land. It complemented the views of the ice on the way in nicely. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Also, please check out my channel where you'll find lots of more reviews and more on the way. In the meantime, as always, happy travels.